Alright, now you're at the range. We double checked to make sure everything is secured, and now we want to zero our rifles. Today I want to go over some of the easy way to memorize which way and how to zero your rifle. So first thing I want to cover is bore sighting. That means that we don't know where it's going to impact first, so we want to get a rough estimation as to where the bullet is going to impact and adjust accordingly. If I am on a bench, I would prop up my rifle like this and have a target set up at, let's say, anywhere closer the better, maybe 25 yards. If it's 100, we'll be lucky if we could get it on paper. Hopefully we will. Anyways, we'll put this on the bench, make sure it's secured by putting a beanbag or sandbag on the rear, and so it's just not going to shift. Then, just like this, we're going to take out our bolt, and while it's like this, we're going to look down the bore of the barrel and look through, and we want to align and make it concentric with the target that's downrange. So what that's going to do is we're going to get a rough estimation as to if the barrel were to be fired, it's going to go right through the barrel and supposedly hit somewhere around here, theoretically. So with that, we kind of, at that same position, don't move the rifle. We look up a little bit, and let's say that the crosshairs are looking like this. So it's about 2.5 mils low and 2 mils to the right. So obviously we want to adjust this so that the center of the crosshairs are going to be impacting where we want it to hit. How we're going to do that? I'm going to show you a really easy way to memorize this. The easiest way I remember it is kind of like using iron sights for a iron sight, like a pistol or any kind of rifles with iron sights. Let's say if it's a first focal plane, and so there are the reticles here, and we have the tube, and we have our turrets here that adjust the tube. So we could imagine that our finger is our front sight, and our other hand, so like this, like an OK symbol, is our rear sight or a rear aperture. Then let's say that I'm aligning it like this, and in this case, since the bullet's low, I need to move my rear hand. So this is the internal mechanism of the scope. So this is the small scope tube inside there. This needs to go up and also to the left. And then you'll observe, just do it yourself. You can point at something over there and make it low and make it to the left, or to the right, and if you bring it up and bring your right hand to the left side, you're going to see that now your front sight is aligned with the target. So do that, and that'll give you a clear understanding of what's going on inside. So that means that if we need to bring it up, the turret needs to be loosened. So that needs to be counterclockwise. So if we screw something on like clockwise with the right hand thread, that means we're pushing the turret down. We want to do the opposite in this case. We want, there's a spring inside there to keep tension on the scope, in the inner scope tube. So we just want to loosen up a little bit, and that's going to bring our rear aperture upwards. And then same goes with the left or right. If we want to bring it to, if we want the point of impact to go to the left, it needs to be tightened. So it needs to be tightened, right? So that'll be clockwise, and it's gonna shift it this way. So point of impact needs to go up. It's like the same as the turret that needs to be loosened, and same as the rear sight that needs to be raised. Point of impact needs to go to the left. It's the same kind of idea as the turret needs to be tightened. So once you get that idea, in this case, since we're dealing with the first focal plane and it's in mils, we need to bring it up So that means loosen by 2 mils, and then bringing, or 2.5, and then bring it to the left about 2 mils. So we're going to tighten that way. Okay? After that's all done, now you have a zeroed rifle, supposedly. I would make sure to shoot a group and see how that bore sighting went. Ideally, you'll get it in the target, and then you can make some small adjustments from there. So now that we covered that, let's say that we are now at the gun range where we have a lot of wind coming, and we don't know the exact range. We have an approximation of the range, but due to conditions, we can't get an exact number. And so let's say that we shoot, and now it just impacted here. So wind was coming. We didn't account for a few things. We overestimated the range, and now it's shot here. So what do we have to do? So looking at the reticle, if this is 0.5, that's 1, 0.5, 1, and this is in mils, we would have to bring the point of impact to the right, which is the same thing as our rear aperture that needs to go to the right side, which means that it's like loosened. So then we'll make 2 mils of to the, let's see, yeah, to the right side, and then now looking around here, it's about 1.5. We need to make the point of impact come down 1.5, which is the same thing as bringing it down, which is like tightened. Okay, so I would kind of play around with that idea. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thank you so much for watching.